Hey everyone, welcome. It's Rick. How you doing today? It's Friday. I'm here in Seattle. It's so cold out there today. I don't know where you guys are at, but it's like I think it's 22 degrees right now, and it's cold. I got a friend that lives up on Vashon Island, and their water pipes froze, and I'm an old plumber. Uh, but man, there's nothing you can do when your pipes freeze. It's like, so if you're in a cold part of the country, make sure tonight you leave something running so your pipes don't freeze on your house, because that's not fun. And then plumbers, they don't like to come out when it's like 10 below zero. You might not get a plumber to come out. Let's do a landscape. And tomorrow, oh, it's supposed to get down to like here in Seattle, it's supposed to get down to like 12 degrees tonight, man. It's going to be cold. I'm going to do an acrylic landscape. I decided to just do it on the spot. I'm going to start with the mountains. I'm going to I want to fill in the whole canvas. This is a 16 by 20. I'm not going to use an underpaint because what I'm going to put up there right now is going to be the underpaint. I'm using water to clean my brushes. I got a little water in here. If you're new to painting, you can get this flow additive. You just put a few drops in the water, and then because if you're filling in a lot of space up here, this this stuff will help your paint flow. You just get your brush wet, and then pick the paint you want and start painting. Let's put some mountains up first. I put a little purple. I put Payne's gray and white and put a little purple in it. Okay, to get like it's a grayish color, but I want to have a big mountain here, more on the left, because I want to put a big tree over here. I'm going to oversize everything, okay? Because I want, I don't want so much small detail in this one. So I'm going to put in a big mountain here, pretty big with 3 peaks. And like I said, this paint here, don't worry about that it's not thick. It can be thinned down right now. Let's bring it down. I'm going to curve it a little here and curve it back this way. Maybe like draw it down like this. Create some like downward motion off the mountain here. Maybe I want that big one out front. We'll see. Just put some color up there. 3 peaks is good. I'm going to make this one not so pointy and make it a little fatter up there, a little rounder. So it's not so pointy, you know what I mean? I don't like those pointy looking mountains. That's going to be our underpaint, okay? I'm using this is a filbert brush, a number 10. See how it's kind of round on top there? Filbert brush, but you can use any brush you want. There we go. I like that. If you want, that's a number 3 level. Now here's a number 1 level, which I use because it's softer, and I use this for blending. And this will take out all the those little brush strokes, because that other brush I had, it had a lot of bristles on it. You can use a softer brush to blend it down a little, but there's no other color in there, so it's kind of hard to blend when you got one color, right? All right, well anyway, there's the mountain. Going back to my original brush, I think I can do the whole painting with this one brush. Here's all my colors. They're earth tones, okay? Burnt umber, yellow ochre, yellow, Alzerian crimson. I already made some orange by mixing the yellow and Alzerian crimson. Light green. This is Hooker's green with black in it. I'm going to use it to make the big trees. Hooker green with yellow in it, Hooker green with white in it. You get different, there's so many different greens you can make, it's unbelievable. Let's grab a little white, and I want to put a little white at the bottom of my mountains here, just to get another color in that mountain. To lighten it up maybe at the bottom, just like that. So down here, let's design, I want to design a river, maybe coming from over here on the left, and maybe just coming down like this, and maybe out this side over here. And then I could put some bushes here with a big tree here. I don't want it to be too hard of a painting, so I'm going to lay that river in with, I got some light blue here. I mixed ultramarine blue and white. Let's just put indication of a river here real quick. Just something to get the idea in there first of a river. I'm going to widen it out just a bit down here. Just like that. There we go. So we'll have some kind of river. Let's put a hill over here. Maybe coming down to the river. I'll use this light green that I have here. And let's just put it in there right now. And we'll block this color in with that light green. Just like that. Grab a little white, titanium white, and let's lighten up the top part of that hill, or the back side of it. Just grab some titanium white and blend it into the back part of the green there. And leave it dark down here. It'll help in the long run. Let's put some brown down here. I got burnt umber. Let's take a little burnt umber and a little yellow ochre and mix those two together. And let's put it down here in this area. Wet your brush a little with Flow Aid or water. You can use water. just block this in with that color. I'm going to add a little more yellow ochre to it. Right next to the river. Right next to the river. I'm just trying to get the main colors down right now. Now, take your brush and just wipe it off with a paper towel and start blending that brown and the gray where the mountain is. Just blend it down a little bit. Blend those colors in a little bit. Take a little white now on your brush, just a little bit of white. And we'll lighten up some of that brown back by the river there. It's going to help out in the long run. It's going to add more tone to the painting. Get some more of your blue that you first started out with on the river, and let's make it a little, bring back the color. We can actually use a little white. Get a little white on your brush. Now let's make that river a little whiter. White. Just like that. It's a cool looking river so far. I'm going to hide this corner with maybe a tree right here. This looking good. Let's move on to the sky, or let's finish this groundwork down here. We're going to have a darker green, which I have in the middle here. I mixed the hooker green with yellow, okay? And let's just put a dark green down here. Wet your brush, and it doesn't have to be on thick, okay? You can just make this a thin layer if you want. Like you can water it down so it goes, the paint goes farther. But I want to have some green grass down here, and it should be darker than this hill, because that hill's going to be far away. Just block it in. I'm just trying to get the colors down, the underpaint. Now let's grab some white, and we're going to put a few hills in here. You don't even have to rinse your brush off. Just get a little white on your brush. Let's put a hill down here. Get some white and blend a hill right here at the bottom. Blend that white in pretty good into the green. And now get a little more white, and we're going to make another hill, maybe right above it here. Just a little bit of white. And then we're going to put one more hill right here. Just a little bit of white, and then blend it into the green. And we'll get some different values going in this grass. So it looks kind of cool. Looks like hills going back. I'm not concerned about this because I think this is all going to get covered here. Look at that. Look at that landscape already. I'm going to zoom it in for you a little bit. Pretty bright, that green. I was thinking I was going to do a dark painting. but it looks pretty bright, but it's going to change. I'm going to make a dark sky. So I'm going to use, I'm going to mix my Payne's Gray into this mountain color I started off with. Grab some Payne's Gray and mix those two together. Make a dark color. And I'm going to start that off in my sky. Really dark. Okay. Just at the top part maybe. Let's grab some blue now. You don't have to rinse your brush off. I'm going to grab some of this ultramarine blue that I already mixed some white in it. And I'm going to blend some blue in here. Just below that dark gray. I want to have like a dark, that is a dark sky. Wow, look at that. Looks pretty cool though. Now I'm going to rinse my brush off and grab some titanium white and pick up some of this gray, blue, and bring it down to my mountains. Grab some more titanium white. You can wet your brush a little. Pick up some of this color up here and then bring it down to the mountains. Right up to your mountains. More white, titanium white. Try and get right up next to your mountains there with the white. Don't worry about hitting it because we're going to have trees here on top of that hill, so you can get as close as you want with the white. Look at that. Look at that sky. Let me get rid of some of that glare over there. There we go. Got a little glare on there. Not wanting to focus now. That's weird. I'm glad I looked at that because maybe it needs more light. Sorry guys, I'm trying to get it to focus. There it goes. Alright. I don't know what's going on, but look at that sky. Looks pretty good. I got to put a little more white. Blend a little more white in there because it's a bit too dark. Just put some white in that gray and so it doesn't look so black. I'm going to grab that soft brush I was telling you about. It's a softer filbert brush. It's still a number 10. I'm gonna lightly blend this now. Let me make sure it's in focus. Keep a paper towel in your hand and start blending this in. Wipe your brush occasionally so you don't get the gray down in here and the white. This looks pretty good. I want to add a little more blue into here because I kind of covered it. So all you have to do, wet your brush a little, get a little bit more of the ultramarine blue on your brush, and just put some blue back into the painting, just like that. Okay. That'll work. That's pretty good. I want to put a little blue down here. It's a little bright right there. That looks good. Just trying to get rid of that brightness. Alright, there's the underpaints done. I gotta find a new way to record to get rid of the light on that left side. It drives me nuts, but look at the sky. I'm gonna work it just a little more with this soft brush and get a few more things going on in there before I let it dry so it looks cool. Wipe some white in there. Alright, that's good enough. I'll come back to the sky and we'll add some cool clouds to it. I'm going to do the mountains now. I like how I made it big. The mountain is huge, so I can use the big side of my knife. I'm just going to use white. I'm going to use white for my snow. I'm not going to put any gray in it or anything. And I'm not going to explain every detail of this mountain. Just kind of watch how I do it with the knife. Just filling it up with snow. Cool. I'm going to mix a little blue and white together. For my shadow side. I bought this butcher block, but I'm not sure if I like it though, because it runs off the edge here. You see what I mean? So I'm gonna put a little gray in it, so it's not so bright blue. It's like a mixture of ultramarine blue and white and a little dark gray. And I'm going to use this color for the shadows of this mountain. I'm always experimenting with different colors for my mountains, especially this shadow side here. You can leave it gray if you want also. I just like to put color in it. This might not be the best choice of color, but we'll see when the painting's done. Because you can always change this color. All right, there's the mountains. That looks pretty good. That looks pretty good. I think I went pretty quick. You can always grab your white again and redo your edges if you want. And add more white in there if you covered some of it up. I'm going to run some more snow right here. All right. I like it. I like it a lot. If you take, I'm going to take a little darker color. You can make that color a little darker, the blue, and you can come in here and like put darker color in certain areas. To give your mountain more shadow. Just in some places. If you want to work more on your mountains, just to add more color to it, okay? And I just added a little gray to this blue, okay? And it creates different, it might look like rocks or something up there. But it's up to you how much you want to work on your mountain. I'm going to put some mist down here. This time I'm going to make sure my brush is clean. So you take a clean brush. It's got to be clean. Rinse it and make sure there's no paint on it. And you just wet it a little. Just wet it a little and get some titanium white. And I like to just get it to run like water on the side here. And you want it to be clean. So watch this. I'm just going to run this a light wash at the bottom here of titanium white. Just at the bottom of the mountain. It's going to help the mountain look like there's a mist down there, okay? And it's going to make it look farther away. That looks good. I like that. It's just a light wash. I call it a titanium white. Blend it really softly. This is looking pretty good. I don't know if I like this bright green, but I think I'm going to cover a lot of it. Let me get my river a little brighter here. Okay, we're doing good. Let's put some trees up here now. I'm going to use a number 2. This is an oil fan brush, okay? I'm just going to put it in dark. I'm going to use my dark. This is hooker green with black in it, okay? It's really dark, but I like to make it dark. And if I need to lighten it up, I'll lighten it up later. What I'm going to do is bring down some color right down the mountain using this fan brush. I'm just going to touch the painting with my brush and create some tree tops up there. Maybe make them a little bigger here on the top. Pull the bottom. You might have to wet your brush just a little and pull the bottom to the right. Just a little. Pull some of that color back into the green. just like this. Okay, I like that. I'm going to dry my brush off, and I'm going to make these a little more defined over here and a little rounder, so they look like tree tops. Really work them. Work your brush on the edge so it looks round, okay? Okay, I like that. Those look like distant trees. I'm going to get a smaller filbert brush. I'm going to put a little titanium white. Just get a little white on your brush, just a little. And let's define the bottom of these trees with titanium white. Just pull that color back a little. Just like that. It's going to help the bottom of the trees show up. See that? All right, so those trees are done for right now. I want to put guess I want some trees coming from here, maybe down to this corner in here. Let's do that. I'm going to grab a bigger fan brush for that. Robert Simmons. I think this is an acrylic brush. And I'm going to put some bushes or trees. I'm going to use a little bit of Flow Aid. And I'm going to do the same thing and just run the bottom edge first on the river with some color. Maybe I'll start back here really small. Just run the color on the top of the river here. Now I'm going to wet my brush a little and pull the bottom to the right into the river. Just a little bit. Just like that. Now I'm going to grab some more color on my brush, and I'm going to I want to make this larger over here. Maybe these are going to be trees. Trees going back, maybe a few trees. I'm going to wet my brush and create a few trees right here. One big one right on the edge there. And I'll put another one right next to it, smaller. And then another one here. Just making crazy looking trees. When I highlight them, they should look okay. Alright, that's enough trees. We'll have some trees going back that way. I may end up putting another one here. We'll see. Alright, it's time for a big tree over here. Let's do it. I'm going to get a different fan brush. A number 4 oil fan brush, okay? And I'm going to use this dark color. I'm going to put in my bushes about right here on this hill. This one hill here. Pull some of the color back when you put your bushes in. Just at the bottom of your bushes, just get a brush on it and kind of pull the color back a little. Okay, so it edges the bottom of your bushes. Let's put a big tree right. I wanted to cover the corner of this river. So I'm going to start a tree right on the corner of that river. Okay, I'm going to keep this tree skinny. Fill my fan brush up, and I'm going to stay probably right in the middle of the trunk and just press the paint out right down the middle of the trunk and get a little wider at the bottom. And then I'm going to look at it to see if I need to widen it out. Maybe just a little down here. And that's it. That's it. That's wide enough. I'm going to do another one smaller right here because I don't want to cover my trees up back here. Wet your brush a little bit with the flow additive. Let's put another tree right next to it. The same style. So use the corner, stay on the trunk, and just press in on the trunk. And then just get wider at the bottom. It's a different type of evergreen tree I do. And I like hiding the corners of my rivers, see? Behind a tree or something. There's nothing wrong with that. I didn't want to cover these trees up by putting another large tree up there. And I think I'm going to have some cool clouds up here, so I'm not worried about this upper section. Let me fix my bushes down here. They don't look right. trying to get the trees maybe to lean towards the right just a little. All right, there we go. Good enough. When I highlight these, they'll look a lot better. That's looking pretty good. Let's run some more bushes on this hill now with the dark color. Everything you see dark here is going to get highlighted. So I'm just using dark so I can get my bushes in. With dark, and then I use a light color to highlight them. Pull the bottom of these bushes to the left now. Pull these to the right. Look at that. All right, I think we got enough shrubs in there now. It looks pretty good. Wow. That looks amazing. I gotta take my jacket off. It's getting a little warm in here. Although it's only like 19 degrees outside right now. It's cold in Seattle. Look at that scene. That's a nice scene so far. So let me show you something you can do just to get your eye going on your river. Get a small filbert brush, put a little titanium white on it, and right at the shore, you can put a little white right now and pull it horizontal from the shore. Just a little bit of white. Pull it horizontal. It's going to make the river look more like it should be, flat, you know. River's coming down this way. Look at that. Man. This is looking pretty good. I almost need could put a tree over here off the side to fill now. I don't want to mess this up. This looks good. Let's try lightening this grass up here. What you got to do is get a soft filbert brush. These are soft. They're usually the level 1 brushes. They're really soft, okay? And wet your brush and it's the same way I did the white up here. We're going to do it on this grass. Wet your brush and get a little bit of yellow on it. Doesn't have to be a lot. It's almost like water. And let's glaze this green in here. Don't hit your trees though, because they're probably still wet. We'll put a little yellow and see what that does to this grass. Yeah, it'll brighten it up. Make it look like the sun's hitting down on there. And you can do that in different places down here if you want to lighten up some of the grass work. Maybe the sun's hitting in some of the places here. You don't need much, just enough to glaze it. Just glaze it with the yellow, see? It'll turn it to a lighter green. Man, I got a lot of work to do on these trees. Let's get started on those trees. I'm going to use a bristle brush to highlight them. I'm gonna use this light green here and maybe mix a little yellow in it right here, just for these bushes back here. I'm just gonna touch color on the top parts real quick. Just to put some color on those bushes. Now I'm going to try and highlight this tree here. Trees are difficult, but we got we got a lot of things going on here. So I'm gonna imagine where all this tree is. I guess I'm gonna make this part in the middle first with some light hitting right in the middle of the tree. I might have to highlight the whole tree with this color and then come back and highlight it. Let's do that with all of them. I'm going to make some of the trees, I got this orange ochre, but let's just highlight these green, and then I'll have to figure out how to separate all the branches. Let's use this orange ochre that I made. Or actually, it's just orange. Alzerian crimson. I'm just stamping into the orange, and let me just separate this tree real quick with color from that other tree, and then I'm going to make that one a little brighter by grabbing a little Alzerian crimson here and putting it in the orange and making this a little redder. This is a stencil brush, by the way. It has a lot of bristles on it, and I'm just trying to create a lot of bristles on it so I can touch it, so it creates leaves in here. Just like that. Let me put a little bit of this orange in here, like maybe these trees are about to turn orange. But they're still kind of green. That looks good enough for now. Let's move on to, I'm going to highlight these trees here. So I'm going to put a little white in that dark color that I used to make the tree. Just a little bit of white, maybe a little more. And that's going to be my highlight color for this big tree. I'm just going to come down really small touches on the right side of this tree. So it makes a lot of branches, okay? It's like putting a dress, I call it putting a dress on it, okay? I just put a dress on that tree. This one here, it's in the back, so I'm gonna just hit the right side of it. Small little touches. Very good. Let me see where I am on time. I might have to do a part 2 on this one. 56 minutes. Not too bad. Wow. Less than an hour. I have this brush. It's a small filbert brush. You see that? I'm going to put some tree trunks down here right now so you can kind of get an idea what I'm seeing down there. I'm going to take a little white and put a little, wet my brush a little, take a little white here, and then grab a little bit of this burnt umber, just a little. It's going to be more on the white side, but it'll be like a beige color. And wet your brush, get it to run like ink. Let's make some tree trunks down here. Take your brush and kind of go straight up and kind of pull it up quickly at the very end. Wet your brush again and load it, and let's make another trunk coming off here. Same thing, up and then pull it fast at the very end, and then we'll put some other branches coming off here to the side. Let's do this one over here the same way. We'll bring this one straight up and then kind of curve the way the angle of the tree's going. And then another one underneath. Maybe some branches coming off. Over here we got this tree pretty much straight up. Just get some trunks going in there, and then later on I'll use my smaller brush to make branches on there. But that's what I was envisioning down here. If you didn't see what I was seeing, we'll have to hide the bottom of these trunks maybe with some bushes. Okay, you can widen them out if you want, but I'll probably run some bushes in front of those tree trunks. Something like that. That looks pretty good. If you get a little more brown, get a little more of that burnt umber and mix it into that white over here, we could make indication of some tree trunks on this tree here. Just really small. All right, guys, this is looking pretty good. I really like it. I got to put some more white down. I want to show you how I edged the water here. with my knife. I think I'm almost out of white. Oh, there's some there. Okay, I found some on my palette. Just get a little roll of white on your knife and keep it straight, okay? And you're going to come down the edge of the water with the white like this and pull some of the white straight out into the river. Get a little more white on there. Straight out. On this small part, you can get your knife up there and just kind of pull it out like this if you can't fit your knife in there. There we go. That looks pretty good. And you can put some water lines coming down the middle here, so it looks like there's more running water down the middle. Alright guys, I'm going to take a break. I think this is going to be part 1, but it's over an hour now. But look at that. Look at that scene. I just got to fix those trees up a little better over here, but it's turning out pretty good. Alright, we'll see you on part 2. Thanks for watching. Cheers.